Today we're going to answer one of the most frequently asked questions that we get on our channel. Sarah and I have been following a ketogenic lifestyle since January of 2019, and we've lost a combined total of 160 pounds. And since we've started our YouTube channel talking about keto and making fun keto cooking videos, one of the most frequently asked questions that we get on almost every video is about our hair and hair loss.
So we decided to make a whole video about this topic because we understand how important hair is to our identity.
I would say that growing up, both of us relied on our hair as a big part of our identity, and we've always had super long hair and kind of hid behind our hair when we were bigger because we just found confidence in that. And growing up, our hair was always way thicker than it is now, like tremendously so, to the point where our hairdresser would dread doing our hair.
We definitely understand how important hair is and why losing it can be so traumatic for some.
And while we definitely did see that we lost some hair during our weight loss transformation or journey, hair does thin for other reasons too. And sometimes it's gradual. It can happen through pregnancy, hormonal changes, the style that you keep your hair. Because when we were growing up, we would wear our hair very tight in a ponytail because it was out of control and we didn't like the way it felt. And so our hairdresser always warned us, do not tie your hair up so tight because you're going to start going bald at your temples. And of course we did not listen.
And combined with the weight loss where it was interrupting that cycle of hair growth, we actually shed a bunch of hair and our hair was noticeably thinner. So we did actually go online and we checked around to see what options are out there. And we came across microblading the scalp, which we both were considering.
It's like tattooing.
It's like a tattoo for your hairline because a lot of people do that to their eyebrows, but did you know that you could actually do that to your scalp? Or you could get hair transplants, which none of us can afford. And when you're on YouTube, people actually point out that our hairlines are thin, which can lead to like a low self-confidence. So that was really affecting us.
And so a couple of months ago, I was looking in our email for the Keto Twins, and a company called iRestore reached out to us. And they said, hey, do you think you'd be interested in trying our FDA-cleared hair growth device? And I said, Sarah, I want to try this device. It was kind of serendipitous, actually. And since you guys are always commenting about this, and I think it's a major concern with like all women because it's such a big part of our identity, that we wanted to see if it would work and share it with all of you. So the sponsor of this video is iRestore.
So many of you guys ask us about our hair and if we have experienced hair loss. And yes, we have with weight loss, but it also just naturally happens as you age. So we were super excited when iRestore reached out to sponsor a video on our channel because we know that so many of you guys are experiencing hair loss just like we are. I definitely do notice that Emily has like baby hairs growing here. We're excited to see actually some baby hairs growing in on the hairline because that's exactly what we wanted to happen.
I can show you guys, this is what my hair normally looks like. And it's funny because you don't even notice it until someone points it out and you're like, wow, I'm pretty much bald there. And I never thought about it before until I started making YouTube videos. So we just use this device every other day for 25 minutes. It's super simple. This is an FDA cleared device that helps restore and grow your hair. Low light level therapy is just like watering plants. Hair is either in the process of growing, resting, or falling out. The light energy acts like water and nutrients that are absorbed by your hair follicles to keep your hair in the growing phase. And it's non-invasive. The iRestore system is the only device on the market to combine 282 lasers and LEDs to provide the correct light output and power level to stimulate hair follicles. Lasers offer depth coverage while LEDs offer broad breadth of coverage while still penetrating deep enough for the follicles. Unlike handheld devices, iRestore devices have a hands-free design so you can multitask while getting treatments in. We are super excited about this and the progress that we're going to see with these devices. And if you're interested to see the before and afters and to learn more about it, you can check the link below to learn more about the iRestore hair growth system. And for a limited time, you can get an exclusive $400 off by using our code KETOTWINS. We also love that they offer a 12-month money-back guarantee. So if you're on keto and you're losing weight and you're finding success, but one of the things that can happen is that your hair is thinning and you're noticing it, I think it could help to understand how hair actually grows and so that you can understand the cycle of hair. And our hairdresser actually did explain this to us when we went to visit her a couple years ago probably, because we were asking her if this was common and she said yes, and that hair grows in phases, and when you disrupt that cycle, you can shed a lot of hair, but it should grow back. But since it grows in cycles and you're disrupting that cycle, it should be temporary.
So we found this really helpful article on Rule.me, and it's called The Process of Hair Growth and What Causes Hair Loss.
Rule.me is a great resource for the ketogenic lifestyle too, so you should definitely check it out.
So this article says that there are 4 stages of hair growth. the anagen phase, the catagen phase, the telogen phase, and the new anagen phase. So the hair growth happens during the anagen phase, and the hair will grow about 1 centimeter every 28 days, pushing the old hair up and out of the follicle. The length of each anagen phase depends on where the hair follicle is. For example, scalp hair tends to stay in this phase for 2 to 6 years. The catagen phase is a transitional stage where growth stops, and that lasts about 2 to 3 weeks. The telogen phase, also known as the resting phase, is when growth completely stops for up to 100 days. Around 6 to 8% of all hairs are in this phase while the rest is growing. Typically, 25 to 100 telogen hairs are shed a day. And it's hard to believe that you actually normally shed 25 to 100 hairs a day. That's crazy to think about it. But yeah, our husbands and our sewer, our sewer drain definitely knows that we shed that much per day. My husband often says, I don't understand how you have hair after he sweeps up every day because there's just so much of it.
I think it's long though, so it looks like a lot
more than one hair. Mm-hmm.
So if you scroll down a little bit more in this article, it says that significant increases in stress, for example, can cause a greater percentage of follicles to shift into the telogen phase. This eventually leads to the shedding of more hair than usual. Simply put, excess stress means more hair loss. So if you scroll down even further in this article, it says, one often overlooked cause of stress that can lead to hair loss is a major diet change. In many cases, following a new diet requires to eliminate certain types of foods, which increases the likelihood that we don't eat enough calories, protein, or specific micronutrients to support optimal health. This forces your body to prioritize the function of your vital organs over hair growth. So some of the culprits of this in a ketogenic lifestyle can be inadequate calorie intake, eating too little protein, lacking key vitamins and minerals for hair growth, abrupt carb restriction, and gut health issues. They really do go really into depth in this article, and you definitely should read it. But at the end, they do give some solutions to this, which are to calculate and track your macros, which we are not good at, eat more micronutrient-rich keto foods, transition into ketosis carefully with the help of the right food, supplements, and strategies. And then they go into how much protein that you should be consuming. It says here, if you are sedentary, like we are, you should consume 0.6 to 0.8 grams of protein per pound of lean body mass. Eat more micronutrient-rich foods like low-carb fruits and veggies, meats, shellfish, organ meats. We don't ever eat those. Maybe we should add those in there. Eggs, high-fat cheeses. We do eat a lot of those. Mm-hmm. Low-carb seeds and nuts, poultry, and mushrooms. And then they give you other ideas of things that you can add to your diet, like electrolytes, which you guys know that we take every day, MCT oil, collagen, and some supplements like vitamin D and coconut oil. They also mention things like you should add some fermented foods to your diet, eat zinc-rich foods, be gentler with your hair, eat foods with high biotin content, and do stress-relieving activities. Sorry, we have an intruder. He has no hope to grow his hair back. Mm-hmm. He was born this way.
Oh no. So in 2019, I actually got married, and I was going to the hairdresser a bunch of times, trying out different hairstyles and whatnot, and I noticed that my hair was thinner. Like, I was getting a lot of hair loss in the shower. So I asked my hairdresser, do you think that this is going to grow back in time for my wedding? And she was saying that she was looking at my hair follicles and she could see that it was growing back. And that's because, like we said, hair grows in cycles. But sometimes the hair that's growing in is so small.
And back in 2019, I just want to add, that was when we lost a majority of the weight on keto.
Right. I was really focused on losing weight for my wedding, and I was having some stress regarding wedding planning, so I was actually losing a lot of hair back then. So it was really helpful that my hairdresser could see the hair growing back in, because when you're looking at it, you really can't see that. So her actually saying, it's growing back, just keep doing what you're doing, just made me really hopeful.
And we do think that using the iRestore device will help us gain back the hair that we've lost, like just from abusing our hairline by wearing it back for so many years. I don't think that a lot of people realize how important hair is until something happens to it or you start to lose it. I always took it for granted that I had super thick hair and almost thought of it as a burden because our hair is actually curly. I don't know if you guys know this, but our hair is curly and we have to spend hours straightening it and taming it because we have kind of like a middle hair. It's not necessarily curly, it's just absurd. I can show a picture of what the Hawaii humidity did to my hair in about 12 hours. So honestly, we took our hair for granted for a very long time, and it was like one day we noticed, wow, we have a significantly less amount of hair than we did before, and then we started to miss our really, really thick hair. So if you guys are worried about this, we totally understand, and it's just natural, and just continue on the path and make sure to eat the right foods and keep your body nourished and try to reduce stressors so that your hair can get back in the right cycle to start growing again. And if you would like to see the video where Sarah and I did a photo shoot where we talked about confidence and how to regain some of that confidence after you lose weight, you can click right here and we'll see you over there. I'm sitting on the wrong side today. Anyway, I'm Emily.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are the Keto Twins signing out.